Martha Stewart to the feet. She's just connecting now. Hi, Martha.
Hi, Alice. Where are you, Alice? In what location?
I'm actually in Nashville. So despite the accent, it's a little misleading. I'm not a Nashville native, but I am based here.
I have a godchild. I have a godchild in Nashville.
You do?
Oh, yes. And a very nice old friend who used to work for me. It's her son.
Oh, my goodness,
Hi,
amazing.
Basil. Hope the boys are okay. I hope they're watching.
I'm just going to turn, okay, there we are. We have your full view. I was just turning off comments to make sure that we can see you fully. So yeah, I'm based in Nashville, originally from London, but I moved here because my other half's from here. So he owns a lot of restaurants. I was previously based in New York. So I understand you're on your farm?
I am in my farmhouse on my farm in Bedford, New York. And I got dressed up. This is the first time I put on clothes in how many, in 2 months, 10 weeks, something like that.
I know that's
I've been wearing clothes, but I wore a pretty jacket and even a little necklace and earrings, and because it's National Cocktail Day, right?
I know, it's just the best. It's so great to have a day that 13th of May, maybe it's your birthday, maybe it's something else to celebrate, but I would never have thought National Cocktail Day, World Cocktail Day. Have you celebrated it before?
Have I what? Have I? Oh, I don't think so. I do not think so. This is the first for me, but it's an appropriate day today because there's so many people having birthdays today. I just want to right off the bat say happy birthday to my dear friend Memory Lewis, whose birthday is today, and I have a special present for you, Memory, and I'm making this cocktail in your honor. I hope you're watching. Just want to
nice. We'll have to toast her.
She's one of these people that has to have a birthday party, even in a quarantine. She has to. Everybody wanted to go stand in her driveway today and have a cocktail in her driveway. I opted out.
The safer option. Well, at least you're going to be able to connect with her here virtually. So enjoy a nice virtual cocktail together. Dedicate it to her. We can toast her together. So that's really, really nice. How have you been, though? How is it up in Bedford, New York?
Oh, well, I live on a very, very beautiful farm. I am so lucky because I can go outside in the morning and be in the country. I have I have horses and chickens and donkeys and pigeons and peacocks and geese and canaries and dogs and cats, etc., etc. So I can be distracted in many, many different ways from my work, which I have every single day also. So we're working at home on Zoom as everybody is.
Yeah.
And we are also cooking. I have 3, well, now they're real close friends because for the last 10 weeks, one of my housekeepers, Elvira, my head gardener, Ryan McAllister, he's also doing all the camera work.
We've got you back. It's normally, I'm actually the one with the dodgy Wi-Fi. I've had to steal my other half's phone because he has better cell networks.
Oh.
I'm only pleased it's not what my colleagues call the Nashville free.
Okay. We're pretty good here. We've been doing this pretty much every day. We've been doing Instagram Lives. We've been doing, all the other ways of communicating with our fan base as well as with our friends and with our family. It's trying but interesting. But so I can get up and do all kinds of things. I can garden. I can cook. I can work. Today I mowed for 3.5 hours on my little Kubota mower. I mowed a whole pasture.
Oh my goodness.
I had so much fun. You just got lost out there. I thought about cocktails the entire time. And I came in, took a shower, got myself, prettied up a little bit. What
kind of cocktails were you thinking about while you were mowing?
Oh, just all the kinds of cocktails that I've made over the years. I've always insisted on fresh juice in any mixed cocktails. So I would never use bottled anything or canned anything. So
Yeah.
I use fresh squeezed lemon, fresh squeezed passion fruit if I'm doing a passion fruit. I will use fresh squeezed pomegranate if I'm making a pomegranate margarita. I love vodka drinks, and that's why we're talking today, because vodka is, if I had a beverage that I had to take on a desert island, and I was going to be isolated, I think it would be vodka.
Well, that definitely works for me. I know we are very grateful that you were such a fan. You know, we've seen you out there making your martinis during this lockdown, so we're very thankful for that.
Yeah.
But you know, we know that you're such a fan of vodka, of cocktails. You know, your work within food and flavor over the years has been so extraordinary and so sort of guiding for so many. I mean, you really are a sort of figure within culture that people just understand food, and you help people understand the intrinsics of flavor. So it's really wonderful to be able to share a cocktail with you this evening and make one with you. And actually what you said about juicing is really important, because at Belvedere, one of the most important things for us is this 100% natural. So our Belvedere liquid is 100% natural. There are no additives, sugars, or anything included in it. So when we're mixing, oh,
look at that. Did you see this? Did you see my bespoke bottle with my name imprinted on the bottle?
Have you lit it up? Have you
Yes,
lit it?
it's very heavy.
But have you seen the button on the bottom that you can push? There's a little button, and you can push it, and there's a light.
Oh. You know what? I didn't even know that. Oh my gosh, how did I forget that? Oh,
There you go.
I didn't know that. Oh, thank you. Oh, that's very impressive. Oh, but I can just when I use this one off the contents, I can refill it, right?
Exactly.
Oh,
Yes.
oh my gosh, I had no idea. Thank you so much. Well, that is called a bespoke bottle, and it is certainly bespoke, and it's bespoke for Martha.
Well, I love it.
Gorgeous, just gorgeous. So that's pretty fun to have on a bar, and I'm going to put that right on my bar. I don't actually have a bar. We set up. This is what this little room is off my kitchen, and it's called a servery. And you can see into my kitchen. Can you move the camera a little bit? Just take you on a little virtual tour. Ooh. So through that doorway is my real kitchen where I do all my cooking. Can you see all the pots and pans?
Absolutely, I can.
And so this is called the servery, where you would, and if I have a bartender for a party, he works in here. He has his refrigerators and freezers, and he has a sink, 2 sinks, and he can mix drinks right on this wonderful counter. And so this is where guests first come to get their drinks, or drinks are made here to take out to the guests. And I'm usually in there slaving away over the stove, which is one of my favorite places to be.
Well, talking of which, quickly, what has been your most cooked meal during your quarantine or your stay-at-home time? What's been your favorite?
Dinner is we're on dinner number 55 tonight. 55? 52. Oh, we're on dinner number 52 tonight. So I have cooked 52 dinners for my 3 friends, detainees, who are here in quarantine with me. And we can sit and eat a really gorgeous dinner every night. I've tried to be I've been very diligent about that, and tried to make really, really good meals. Tonight we're having fresh halibut, line-caught halibut. That's been marinating in lemon, orange, and olive oil. And then we're having a beautiful braised red cabbage with wild porcini mushrooms and brown rice. And we're having fresh asparagus that I just picked from the garden.
Well, that sounds absolutely heavenly.
And a friend of mine brought over and left right outside my door, left a homemade key lime pie for dessert. So doesn't that sound great?
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I think I'm most jealous, especially being English. Asparagus season is really a special time.
My asparagus are so good. We also grow a lot of greens in a greenhouse here on the property, so we've been having beautiful kale salads and lettuce salads, arugula, mosh, all kinds of stuff. Beets. We have all the herbs growing in the greenhouse. We have radish. We had a Greek salad last night of radish, tomato, black olives, and a delicious French feta cheese.
Ooh,
That
yum.
was so good. So we're eating extremely well and
Absolutely.
creatively, and we don't always have a cocktail, but we like our cocktails. We do indeed. And tonight's special because it's Memory's birthday, so we're going to drink a drink in her honor. I wish she could have been here, but she is in Greenwich at her home, and she's as quarantined as the rest of us.
Oh, that's so nice. Well, I mean, a lot of what you just mentioned there actually is really fantastic because a lot of those ingredients we've started to incorporate into a lot of our drinks. So, as I mentioned, this naturalness philosophy has really been a part of the brand DNA for a long time. And the great thing is that we can talk about it because we absolutely don't have anything in it. So when we're thinking about drinks, we really love to include, blended items. So something like we're going to do this evening. But even what you mentioned, so thinking about more of those leafy greens, so thinking about kale, even thinking about spinach, incorporating those into cocktails.
Well, bartenders have become extremely creative.
Yeah.
I was out in Arizona in January, I think, and I met a very good mixologist. And he told me of something that was so delicious. And I grow a lot of rhubarb in my garden. And he said, oh, just infuse a elderflower liqueur with rhubarb and serve that with vodka. So that's another favorite drink that we have been doing here at the farm. It is utterly delicious. And the rhubarb tints the elderflower very, very pink. And then when you pour that with the vodka and shake that on ice, with a slice of Meyer lemon, oh my gosh, is that delicious! So I did that drink with Belvedere on Jimmy Fallon, not Jimmy Fallon, on Seth Meyers, I think, the other day.
Amazing.
That was very fun. Yeah.
So was I right in thinking that you enjoyed that for Mother's Day?
Oh, we had a great Mother's Day. We had a great Mother's Day. Unfortunately, my daughter wasn't here. Her kids came, so my grandchildren came. But my daughter broke her leg during the 3 weeks ago, and she is required to stay in bed for 6 weeks.
Oh, gosh.
A bad break, and it's both a bad break and a bad break, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So she's pretty miserable because
I'm so sorry.
This is no time to have an injury, no time to have to go to operations in the hospital, no time to do any of that. She was playing soccer with her boy.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, but anyway, she'll be fine. But the kids came up. We had the best day.
Oh.
And at night we did have a wonderful, wonderful vodka martini.
Amazing. Yeah, I was looking through your feed and you had a lovely video featuring our.
Should I make a drink?
I think we need to make a drink. I'm feeling thirsty.
I want to make a drink.
Okay, so I'm going to make this.
It requires this drink, which is called the Belvedere Berry Zest, and you can, that's with a cute little card for the recipe. I love this. It's so beautifully art directed. So it calls for ice in a blender. I'm using a Vitamix because it's so powerful. Are you making one too?
I'm going to make one too, and I think for the sake of everyone tuning in, if you and I can time it right, that we push the button at the same time for a noise situation.
So a lot of ice. Oh, how do you like? Do you see my ice bucket, Alice? Look. What does that look like to you?
Is that a paint can?
It looks like a paint can or a Crisco can or a coffee can, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Sterling silver from Tiffany's.
Oh well.
They're doing kitschy great stuff at Tiffany's now.
Oh my goodness, I was so horrible.
For the millennial audience, this is the new ice bucket. So I put ice in the blender jar. It calls for 1 ounce of fresh lemon juice. I'm going to make at least 3 drinks. Okay, so 3 ounces, and I've already squeezed Meyer lemon, and so that's
I've done the thing.
2, 3, and then it calls for 4 blackberries, and I have these are These are exquisito blackberries. These are very big blackberries. These come from California, and these are a little bit more, they're a little smaller. So I'm using the smaller blackberries. Let me see.
Lovely.
Blackberries. So I need 12 blackberries. That's 3, 4, 5.
I've actually kicked my other half out of the house just for the moment, so I'm making a drink for myself.
11, 12.
He's not thrilled about it.
And always when you're playing bartender, you know, use this stuff. Use your little tongs like this.
If you have it.
Well, if you have it, it's nice. It's nice to sort of dress up the bar. And I have all kinds of props here at the farm, all kinds of fun things. And then, a 1/4 ounce of honey. So, and I have my little English honey pot.
Oh, nice.
And look, see this beautiful, beautiful honey. This honey actually comes from my own bees.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
So this one's actually from a friend of mine's family, the East family. So Andrew East and Sean Johnson, former Olympic gold medalists. So this is actually their family honey. So I thought I'd use that, which would be nice.
Oh, that's so nice. Yeah.
Yeah. They both live in Nashville as well. They're good friends. So I thought I'd include that.
Well, that's nice to use a friend's honey for this.
Yeah.
And
it's good to support.
So not too much sweet, but just enough so it adds another exquisite flavor to this. Then it calls for 1.5 ounces. Oh, I'm not going to use this one. I don't want to open that yet. I have an iced bottle right here of the Belvedere.
Yeah.
This is so. Why don't you talk about the Belvedere? Why is this so good? Why is it my favorite?
Well, I mean, we know the reason probably why it's your favorite is 1, because it's Polish. So with your Polish heritage. 2, it's rye, water, and nothing else. So rye has that really incredible flavor. It's not a neutral style of vodka. So this brings spice, nuttiness, vanilla, almond, and a touch of natural sweetness. As I mentioned, no additives, no sugars, really lovely mouthfeel, and really easy to build cocktails off, build flavor from.
When you taste this in comparison with pretty much anything that seems to be the popular vodkas of the day, you just can't go back. You cannot leave Belvedere. I really, really find it smooth and soothing and very nice in the mouth. I mean, it's an amazing, amazing vodka. So are you ready to
I am going to just put the lid on here, put it around. Okay, I'm powered on. Are you ready?
Are you on variable or high?
I think I'm going to go on high because it might just be quicker.
Boy, does that look good. Now, are you going to use a strainer or not?
I don't think so. I think it's nice to have the chunks. You know, the ice, it's sort of a frozen blended drink, which also means that you maintain all of the fiber. So it makes it easier for your body to digest those sugars, those fruit sugars.
Oh,
So
look at the color. This color is in my jacket.
Oh, yeah,
That's why I wore this jacket, because it has that beautiful lavender color in it.
Oh, look at that. That is just amazing.
Isn't that pretty?
Oh, this is so wonderful.
Right, and I, of course, spilled one little tiny drop, which you do not want. These are Belvedere coupe glasses. And then, of course, you must garnish with the very large blackberry.
I've actually put a little slight sort of incision so I can sit it on the side of the glass if you want to see it. And you can also put one in and float it, find it at the bottom as a little treat.
Yes, you can. I'll do the same thing. I just don't want it dripping blackberry on my guests.
That's a good point.
I also don't want blackberry on my rugs.
These are good points. These are good.
Or on my upholstery.
This is why I'm going to learn more from you.
Or you can have it like that. But I'm going to have this. I'm just ready for a sip. After all that mowing and all the meetings I've had today,
Yeah.
And especially because it is National Cocktail Day, we
Well,
are going to toast you, Alice.
thank you.
So nice to meet you. We're going to toast my friend Memory. Happy birthday, Memory. We're going to toast my brother, whose birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday, Eric.
Happy birthday.
And it was another birthday the day before yesterday. Happy birthday. There's so many May birthdays. And I know that my two nieces and a nephew are also having May birthdays. And it's it's hard to celebrate right now with everything that's going on, but take the time out of your day, make yourself something delicious like this wonderful blackberry or Belvedere blackberry zest, and enjoy. Just sit back, put your feet up, have a drink.
As we say in Poland, na zdrowie.
Na zdrowie. Skål. Chin chin. Kampai.
Oh my goodness.
And I asked you to look up for me why it's called a cocktail.
I did do that. So it is actually a definition from the New York tabloid The Balance and Columbian Repository in 1806. On this day, Harry Croswell, the editor, was asked for a definition of the cocktail. So he defined it as something that included a spirit of any kind, sugar, water, and bitters. So a really basic description and definition, but ever since then, that is what we've known as a cocktail, and that is why today exists.
That's not a good answer, Alice. I want to know where did the name come from? I looked it up. I went and did some research, and what I found was that it is known. The name cocktail is known to be one of the most elusive of all words in the English language, as far as background goes, as far as where it really came from goes.
Why the two words put together?
Yeah, why? And is the cock? What's the cock? What's the tail?
I don't know what the cock's doing in cocktail.
I don't either. See,
I feel blasphemous saying this with you, Martha.
we can't get too detailed, but this is a good drink. Oh my gosh, this is
so refreshing,
so tasty, and blackberries have antioxidants in them. Lemon has so many good vitamins in it. Honey is the natural sweetener. So all the Belvedere, the stress on the natural comes right out in this drink. This is really delicious.
Yeah. I'm going to see if we have any questions from anyone who's watching. Someone says, who is Mrs. Belvedere, asking for Snoop? I'm sure that's one of your most famed cocktail demonstrations. Any herb-based cocktail ideas? So incorporating herbs, it's a really great question. Have you incorporated any herbs from your kitchen garden into any drinks, either as garnishes or muddling them in, blending?
Oh, yes, you can make the most delicious caipirinha out of mint and vodka and some cachaça, and you can also do a mojito with vodka and mint. Mint is one of my favorite herbs to use in a drink, and I hope people know that mint is a herb.
Yeah.
Because, and when I say herb, I've always told people the reason I use an H instead of herb. A lot of people say herbs. You don't say Herbert when you're talking to a man called Herbert, do you?
It's a good point. And my brother's called Hugh, and
I'm getting silly, and I've only had 3 sips of my delicious cocktail.
Okay, very quickly, I just want to ask you a few questions. So, what is your lockdown love? What do you love about lockdown?
What do I love about lockdown? I would say 0.
Fair enough. So
I love to travel. I love to see my grandchildren. I love to see my friends. I love to go out to dinner and have a cocktail. I love to do so many things that are not on lockdown. So
I guess the answer.
So I do not love lockdown.
I guess the answer to my next question then, what's your lockdown lows? The answer I'm guessing would be lockdown.
No, I've really, I've tried so hard, and I have not broken down yet. I have not had a low. And I think it's because I keep extremely busy.
Yeah.
If I'm feeling, if I even think I'm going to get a little tiny bit low, I go bake a loaf of bread, or I make a batch of cookies, or I bake a beautiful cake, or something complicated. No, don't let it get you down, because we're in this kind of for a little bit long haul. And I think we all have to maintain an equilibrium. We have to try very, very hard to make our friends feel good. We can't get mad at people because, you know, it's nobody's fault. This is not something that we can really focus blame on. So we have to live through it, try to work with science, work with medicine to try to come up with a solution for this horrible thing. And we can't just say, oh, it's over. We cannot really take any chances. It's not a time for risky chances. This is a time for thoughtful behavior and a good cocktail.
And a good cocktail to just help everything along. Okay, so quickly, when you're out of lockdown, where is your dream destination, and what bar or restaurant are you most looking forward to getting back into?
Well, I travel a lot with my grandchildren. Ever since they were born, and they're only 8 and 9, I have taken them on amazing trips. We've been to Botswana for safari. We've been to the Galapagos. We've been to China. We were just in China in December.
Wow.
We've been to Europe. We've been to Paris, London. The children want to go to Italy. They've been dying to go to Rome. They also want to go to Antarctica. And I've been to Antarctica, but I haven't been exactly at the South Pole. So one of our trips is to the South Pole. That we're planning.
That is quite an answer.
Yeah.
Oh,
we love traveling. Oh, we've been to Australia. We went all over Australia and Tasmania. And we had such a good time there.
As a half Australian, I feel bad not going to Tasmania.
Oh, you have not been?
No, my mother's from Sydney, so often we would go and see my family in Sydney.
Oh, please go. It is amazing.
Well.
And if you think these blackberries are good, I have never had better blackberries than in Tasmania. And they're famous for their blackberries. Famous. These are so good.
That's definitely now going to go on my list. Martha Stewart told me to go to Tasmania and eat blackberries. I can do that.
Oh,
hopefully.
But that's in January. The blackberries are ripening in early January. So don't forget that. That's the time you have to go.
And finally, we've also had a lot of people asking, how do you like your martini?
This is, I love martini. Oh, how do I like my martini?
Yeah, how do you take your martini?
I'm a James Bondian kind of girl. James Bond. I'm a Bond girl. So I like mine stirred, not shaken. And I like it icy, a little bit of oil from the skin goes over the top. I like that.
Amazing. Well, I really love actually using pink grapefruit.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, pink grapefruit twist is really interesting, and it just gives a different flavor profile to it's not quite as bitter as a lemon twist, so maybe you could try that as well. So we did have a lot of questions. I mean, Martha, we are at half an hour. I could stay here and ask you questions and talk about cocktails
so much to talk about
all night.
And it's so interesting. Is Nashville quiet?
Nashville is quiet. Nashville is beginning to open up, which is interesting. My other half owns 12 bars and restaurants here, but they are really taking safety as a massive precaution. So they're not going to open for a while, but we're going to see what happens. It's been pretty pleasant. There's a lot of green spaces in Nashville. We're lucky to live in an area where we can walk a lot. And actually, I had a happy news. I got engaged 2 weeks ago. So
2 days ago?
I got engaged, when was it? About a week ago. Yeah. So
congratulations.
Thank you. And interestingly,
Is he there in Nashville with you, I hope?
He's in Nashville with me. Yeah, he's from Nashville. So yeah,
is he a singer? Is he a singer?
No, he owns restaurants and bars. So
great. Well, I hope he has success in reopening
Thank you.
and getting his clientele back. and serving delicious food and drink.
Yeah, I hope so too.
It's one of the areas that the most interests me is the restaurant business, and they are suffering terribly because of this lockdown. But
yeah,
but gradually we will be back enjoying our delicious foods at restaurants, and I hope that happens sooner than later.
We absolutely will. I mean, I can't thank you enough. I'm definitely going to be looking up your wedding tips and tricks.
I will send you a weddings book.
To the camera.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
Well, it is really good.
It's so good. And I mean, you're getting the vitamin C from the lemon juice as well, so that's very important. Good to keep our strengths up there.
Oh, so good.
Well, I can't thank you enough.
Ryan is salivating, aren't you, Ryan? Ryan has been out in the garden all day and now holding a camera for this half hour or 35 minutes. Ryan, that's your drink right there.
Yeah, didn't you make 3?
I did. There's some that's 3 is really 1.5 each.
Well, I'm only sorry that I don't have a better answer for you on the definition of a cocktail. I feel like I failed you on that front.
Before next time, we're going to do another cocktail in a month or so, right?
100%. I would love to. Can we come back and make martinis or something and help people understand the intrinsics
and I have
of
a martini shaker that's this big. It takes a whole bottle of vodka.
Great, let's do it.
Martinis for a crowd.
We can
Alice,
do Monday martinis.
Thank you so much, Belvedere, for sponsoring this lovely half hour. And I really enjoyed myself.
We can't thank you enough. Thank you so much. And thank you everyone for joining. Thank you for your questions. I'm sorry we couldn't answer all of them. And I hope to say that we'll be back on here sometime in the next month talking martinis with the undeniably wonderful, fabulous Martha Stewart. What a pleasure it's been. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.